Hello everyone, my name is Ramon Salinas and this presentation is going to be on linear kinematics. What is linear kinematics? Linear kinematics is the sequencing of movement with respect to a given time. And so we're going to look at both the words linear and kinematics here. And so kinematics is the identification of human movement without forces applied. And linear movement is when all points of a set object travel the same distance over the same amount of time. And so this could happen in two ways. So there's a rectilinear and curvilinear. And so rectilinear is what you would typically see as your straight line. And so what you would do is you take a body of mass or an object of mass, and if all points of that object travel the same distance at during the same time, this would be considered a linear movement or rectilinear movement. And then the same could be told of, so what curvilinear movement is basically the same principle, but say you're falling in a curved angle, this would still be considered a linear kinematic movement, since all points of your body are still parallel to each other, or not even your body of the object are still parallel to each other and traveling the same distance, same time. And then in respect to all of this, we must look at all the components. So there's two components that I've personally learned about. So there's scalar and a vector. And so scalar is the quantity only using mass, not direction. And a vector is a quantity that has a magnitude and also a direction. So now that we've looked at what it is and the components, and now we're going to look at the position or positions. So there's two different terms here. So we have distance, which is your total path traveled. And then we have displacement, which is the shortest path traveled between the start and the end of the point. And so now we get to talking about our rate changes. And so we have a few terminology words here. So we have speed, which is the rate at which someone or something can move. We have velocity. It's the speed of an object in a given direction. And then we have acceleration, which is the increase or in rate or speed of something. And keep in mind that acceleration does not depend on direction. So I'm going to explain these terms in my own words. And so I'm going to start off with linear kinematics. And so linear, like the way that I see linear kinematics, is just how an object travels through time and space in accordance to time. Then we have the two types of linear kinematics. We have curvilinear and rectilinear. And so I see rectilinear as just a straight sprint. Your whole body at some point is moving same place, same time. Curvilinear, I see a baseball pitch. It arcs or slopes, but it still travels same distance, same time. And then we have a scalar and vector, and so I see these as end products. A scalar would be how your weight, distance, and velocity, but no direction. And then a vector, you would add your direction. So how far, how long, or how long did this object travel? How fast did this object travel? Those are just the end products. And then we have distance and displacement. So distance is how far you actually traveled, and then displacement is the shortest path that you could have taken to travel from your point A to point B. The next three terms that we have are acceleration, speed, and velocity. And so I see speed as like top speed. Your velocity is how fast you're going at that given time, and then your acceleration is how fast your object could go to reach that top speed. For this part of my video, I went out to Spring Valley Reservoir past Troy, Idaho, and I kind of just wanted to test. I enjoy swimming, so I wanted to test distance and displacement from a swimmer's perspective. I failed horribly. I'm out of shape. Um, as soon as I got halfway there, I just turned back around. But basically, the dock is my starting point. I want to travel to this middle island. That's my distance. The displacement would have been if I just could swim directly from off the dock to that island. But of course, there's other stuff moving me around. There's a current, other factors taken into effect that will not allow me, unless I'm a very great swimmer, will not allow me to get to that island in a straight linear path.